Yo, what is up, everyone? Over here, of course, at the beginning of the live, as always, talking to myself, right? But that's cool. I'm hoping that a few people hop on here and hit up the chat with some questions, comments, whatever. I was sitting here talking to a few people in the comments on a video or two, and it was kind of back and forth, and it'd be kind of awesome to link up in the live and talk this way. It might be a little bit easier instead of typing back and forth, that I could talk while you type. That might make the exchange of the messages a little bit faster this way. So hopefully, if you were the one messaging that you will be watching shortly, hopefully that might be you watching now. I see that I have one viewer. But let's just talk about S10s. Got any questions? Just feel free to ask anything. Curious on your guys' builds. Let's see. Hey, what's up? Yo, what's up, man? But as far as the chip, I really think for the price point on the chip, I think you should go with the HP tuners. I could try and show you a little bit with my setup on the laptop with the HP tuners. If that would help you any, maybe make your mind up a tad. I know not knowing a whole lot about tuning, that might not be the best way to show you and help convince you into getting it, but it might show you that there's so many options versus just doing a plug and play chip, that it's kind of a cooler option. And it is a diagnostic scanner too, right? And it works for a bunch of other vehicles. So you can also, once you buy so many credits for one vehicle, it unlocks it permanently, and then you could tune multiple, like your buddy's vehicles if they have the similar one that's in that year, make, and model range. You could do the same thing for free, right? But you don't have to buy the credits for the for that next vehicle once you have so many to unlock it permanently. But anyways, ask any questions. I could pull out that laptop if you'd like. Sadly, I can't go out to the truck right now. I'd probably lose connection. It'd be like super choppy. So I'm going to stay inside for right now. But I think I might go for a cruise here in a bit. We need to go get a few more things. You know how it is running errands. You always forget something. We're going to go back out. We're probably going to take the drift truck out. So we'll do some slides. Yeah, I still have to get a laptop too. See, luckily, so I had broke my laptop a while back. I had just a cheap one, and I had dropped it, and it KO'd. But my girlfriend had a laptop, and I got lucky that way. But I remember buying I think it was like a Chromebook. I know people are going to talk trash on them, but I got it at like Walmart for like $110, right? And, you know, Walmart, you could return stuff for like 90 days after you buy it. I had no issues for like over a year. I just dropped it. It was my fault. It KO'd. But I would just get a small, cheap laptop, maybe even a pawn shop or like, you know, Facebook Marketplace or something. Because once you have it downloaded to the laptop, it doesn't take, like, you don't have to have internet connection to run the HP tuners. You just go out there, you plug it in, you know, you do your thing. You could write the tune inside, like inside your house, then go outside, plug it in, and then write the tune to the vehicle, you know. But how hard was it to learn to tune? Dude, so I'm still learning. I don't know a whole lot. So if you have a way to write down in your notes or on a piece of paper, on YouTube, look up Goat Rope Garage. This guy's real knowledgeable. He'll make you feel comfortable into getting into HP Tuner. He specifically talks about their platform, using it, and he's got so many videos. The dude's super smart. He doesn't have anything pertaining to the S10 specifically, but there's so much general knowledge that it pertains to everything on HP tuners, right? And he does have a thing. I'm not sure if it's current, but I remember a video he mentioned that you could like subscribe to his thing where you pay to get in his like whatever you call it. It's like the next tier thing where you're paying for a subscription, right? But you can send your tune to him and he'll tell you the flaws in it and what you could change. And I thought about doing that for the heck of it to see how much he could optimally tune just from his knowledge. But you're only going to get so much over, you know, sharing the information from the cells on your tune versus doing it live with the wideband, you know. But it's really not too bad. It's really not too bad. And I'm not going to give any bad advice. I'm going to say, like, track use, right, with these tunes. You could set up for your cat delete, your governor, your speed governor. If you're running shorter wheels, it kind of sucks, you know, because it takes your speed governor from like whatever it's like 93 or 100 and it takes it down a few miles per hour. So say you're governed out at like 85, 90 on the highway, it kind of blows. So you could take that bad boy off there, set it to whatever you want. That's pretty nice. I've done that myself. There's a few other things I've done too. So like if you're doing a cold air intake, you can account for that. If you are doing injectors, different size injectors, the flow rate, pulse rate, all that stuff, you can mess with that. There's quite a few different options. So like the rev limiter, you're cut off with like spark and fuel for your governor. So you have to mess with both of those, by the way. You start doing that. Don't just do one or the other. It needs to be both. But you can mess with so many things. I can get off topic and just go on and on. And I'm not going to be super descriptive on each little one. But the few that I named, I think just that alone is worth buying it. What's your governor at? Governor, my speed governor? Oh, dude. It maxes at like 200, almost 300 miles an hour. I think I probably have it set like 180, 160, more than I would ever need. I do have it set, I think, at like 160 just in case I were to be stupid. Because of my gear ratio, I have 373 rear end. With the smaller wheels, you know, it hits high in the RPM. So if I'm getting that high without a different transmission or gear ratio in the rear, I'd be blowing it up anyways. Mine stops at 99, I think. Okay. See, I thought mine was at 99 too. Maybe a little bit less, but I think it had smaller tires to begin with before I even went to custom wheels and stancing it out, right? So that sounds about correct. But yeah, you can move it. Not that, you know, a lot of people argue that S10s don't need to go that fast. I'll argue right back, you know, that I think on the highway, sometimes you do need to go a little bit over that in some scenarios. But, you know, my suggestion is going to be for track use because I don't want to be giving bad illegal advice, you know what I'm saying? But definitely helps. And then the rev limiter. So I still need to go adjust my rev limiter. Mine's set at 5940. That's what the factory one was. And I need to lower it down because I'm getting valve flow at that high, right? I'm not using power at that high RPMs. So I've got to drop that down. But yeah, you got any other questions? I paid, let's see, so the HP tuners and everything, all in all, the 2.2, it's going to be 2 credits. Each credit is $50 a piece, so 100 in the credits, just to unlock it for your vehicle only. And then I think for the S10, the 2.2 platform, I want to say it's 6 credits total. So I think $300 total unlocks it permanently. So you could like tune your buddy's vehicles, all that for the total price of $300, not including, you know, the physical hardware, not including the tuner itself with the cord, you know. Let's see, 140 would be nice, but I just want to slide from time to time. I feel you. I mean, mine's sitting around 140, and I'm not optimally tuning with the wideband, right? So I'm doing like janky backyard tuning, just kind of like what I know is safe and rich. And plus I'm going for pops and bangs. I'm not going for like 100% like, you know, the best AFR, trying to get every little bit of ounce of power. You know, I am running super rich so it can, you know, pop if I want to. And I think the way I'm doing it is pretty smart because I'm not super knowledgeable, but I know that for sure I'm not going to blow it up. And I redline mine every single day. I have for, you know, probably the 2 years I've owned it every single day. But 140 is achievable with the mods that I have for sure. And then I'm gonna end up doing the +1mm valves, the harder valve springs, the beehives, the 7500 RPM ones. I'm gonna be doing the clearance work for the valve cover, all that bigger custom cut cam. I'm not gonna do a regrind. I'm gonna do a custom cam. We'll see about like eagle pistons and stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna go that far deep. I might just probably turbo it with the gnarly cam and just kind of go with that, right? Because the bottom ends can supposedly, from all the research I've done, the bottom ends will hold up to like 350 horsepower before they just, you know, grenade. So I just broke it in. Let's see, I don't want to tune it myself because I just got another motor from Jasper. Ooh, I'm curious. So I've had a buddy get a motor from Jasper before for his Jeep. I'm curious, how much did that cost you, bro? I'm trying to remember how much his motor, I think he paid $7,000. It was a straight 6 in a Jeep Cherokee is what his was from Jasper. And what's crazy, I'm not trying to throw nothing out there, His had 0 oil pressure the day he got started up, 0 oil pressure. Took it to like Town and Country. They're like, oh, everything seems normal. It's like, well, why does the gauge say 0 oil pressure? You know, and the last one, you know, had pressure. Super crazy. It was a good motor though. It worked out. 500. Ooh, okay, that's steep, but that's not bad. Knowing that, you know, brand new and everything. Ooh, man, that's nice. Oh, I wish I could say the same, dude. That's so nice. 5,500. I mean, that'll last a lifetime, right? I mean, how many miles are you gonna get off a LN2 that's brand new? You're gonna get like 300, 400K if you're treating it decent. Even beating them up, they'll last that long. That's sick. I'm glad to hear it. Let's see, 3 years. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay. 3 years, 100K, 1,000-mile warranty. That's solid. That's respectable. I'm wanting to say that's probably what the same warranty his was on his little inline 6. I'm pretty sure it was the same warranty. But I hear you on not wanting to tune yourself, being scared as far as the warranty thing. So did you just get, so was it just like the engine itself that's warranted, or did they warranty anything to do with like the brain, like the ECM, any type of wiring? Was that like a package at all, or was it just like just the block? You know, was it just like a long block setup or what? Because I'm kind of curious, because if it's not like a package with the brain to where something went wrong, they would have to like check that as well. They would have no way of telling. They'd have to hook up an OBD2 to see that you've messed with any cells in there, right? Any values. But I want to say, if you're going to be worried about any type of warranty issues, I think technically the chip would void your warranty too, but they would have no way of telling. I really don't think. And then, okay, just the block. Yeah, you're solid. You're solid on that. And then another thing too is you always save your factory tune. So like on the computer, I have my factory tune file. So any day if I want to go back to factory, if I get anything janky, I'm like, well, I don't know, this is all out of whack, I want to start fresh. You just go, you find, you know, factory tune, and then ride it to the truck, start fresh, you know. That's always a good peace of mind. And I have mine too, so like if I ever need to pass emissions, I still have my cat, because I got a bolt-on test tube. It's not like janky welded. It's just, I can unbolt it, do that. I can do stock tune and, you know, do like an EVAP bypass, do whatever I want, and, you know, pass that if I needed to in a certain scenario. But, you know, it's normally going to be easier to just drive to a different county to have to deal with that BS. But, you know, just throwing that out there. But that's awesome that you got that brand new LN2. Do you know, so I'm not sure, did you mention the year of your truck? I'm sure you did, and I just forgot because I talked to a lot of folks. I'm curious what model LN2 you got. Was it the late model? Mine's a 2000, because I know they had a few different changes over the years with like the cam, the cam sensor, and then like the roller drivetrain in there. I'm kind of curious on yours. Kind of curious if it said a certain year range or anything like that. And did it come with like power claims? Did it come with any type of like dyno test or like power or torque claims? Kind of curious on that too. If it would be like, you know, stock, or would it be like mildly above stock because it's like honed out a hair with, you know, I'm kind of curious. Definitely wondering on that. And also too, you know, depending on what type of head gasket they use, do they use like a real low profile one where it bumps up the compression just a tiny smidge? Because that's a possibility, I feel like. I don't know. That's kind of cool to think about if, what do you want to do? Yeah, start that.
Which cheese should I do?
I would do the entire block cheese since that's older. And then, yeah, the bag we just got today. I know that one's not open, but I would probably use it anyways first, just in case. Not sure about that. Okay. Oh, 99 Extreme Short Bed. Okay, that's right. That's right. Oh, sick, man. Man, I thought about getting like extreme badges just to like throw on mine. I've thought about SS badge in mine. It's a hard choice, honestly, because mine's not like an SS color. I'd probably go with extreme badges. But man, dude, the extremes are sick. Yeah, I really love that body kit, man. I'm debating if I want to go with the body kit on mine or if I want to just leave it kind of more low profile and sleek. But the one thing I hate is how the frames hang below them. You know, the S10 Blazers do the same thing. The frames are just, you know, it's like a full-size truck frame almost. It just hangs so dang low. With the design, it's just not tucked up in the body, you know, well. So I'm thinking about getting some skirts, kind of do a little body kit setup. Thinking about doing a custom one. I'm not quite sure. My second S10 as well, but first extreme. Oh, okay, okay. Nice, nice. Yeah, man, my first S10, I wish I never would have got rid of it. It was a 97. It was automatic. It's not quite to the level this one is on the drift build, but it was up there. It surpassed it as far as the interior. Like, I did have, I'm trying to remember. I think I fully gutted that interior actually, but it did have nice carpet and stuff in it. I did Corbu bucket seats. It was a sick little build. And I was stupid. I got rid of it for like a stock 4x4 S10 Blazer. That gave me issues like not long after. I just wanted another 4x4, man, to get out in the woods because I wrecked my K5 Blazer. And it was a bad decision getting rid of the 2.2. Those things, I've never had an issue from the 2.2s ever, man. Never had a reliability issue. Maybe I've gotten lucky. I don't know. But I do not treat mine well. The only way I treat mine well is with like the routine maintenance, right? Preventative maintenance. I do my oil changes like every 4,000 miles or so, give or take. But other than that, I am mean to them. And they hold up. But I'm definitely curious where your mind's at on the on that chip versus HP tuners. Or are you thinking maybe F it and I'm not even going to mess with any of that, right? Because that might be a thought process too. Because it's not cheap, you know. You said, here, I'll scroll back in the chat. You said, what, it was 200 something? Let me see the price. Or was that in the messages earlier? I'm trying to recall from, we're going back and forth on the other comments. But anyways, I don't quite see it here. But I don't know. I think you said it was 200 something for that chip. I just feel like if you're definitely going to go in that realm, I would probably go with the HP tuner and just take it slow and safe for sure on the tuning. You know, like I said, just check out Goat Rope Garage for sure. I think you should definitely be, you know, I think you're fine. I think there's nothing to worry about, honestly. If you're a car guy and you just know that you have to take it slow and safe, no issues, man. Had a 96 5-speed, 2.2, but that one was a mess. This one has newer, never let me down though, being 250,000 miles. Ooh, nice, nice. Chip was 253. Okay, yeah, that sounds right. All right, so yeah, man, that's a hard one. You know, because HP tuners with the 2 credits, that's $500 all said and done. It's like $500. That's a turbo kit, right? Damn near a turbo kit. So it's like my thought process. So I was gonna get a turbo kit, and then I was thinking if I blow this damn thing up because I'm not tuning it, you know, I'm gonna be mad at myself. So I'm gonna kind of pre-game and get the HP tuners first before I turbo it, because I do plan on boosting it. That's my main goal. And just to get some power, you know, out of my bolt-ons in the meantime up until then, and I'm happy with it. But newer motor now. Okay, okay. So the body's got the 250K, but the newer motor, man, that's so sick though. Newer motor from Jasper, that's got to feel nice. Yeah, I'm definitely curious. I'm also curious. So that one you're saying, that one was a 5-speed, right? The one you're running now, is it? Do you have a clutch kit in it? I have a clutch kit in mine, stage 2. I'm curious if you're running that, or if you plan to, or if you plan to just have like the stock setup, no shift kit, even if it's like an automatic, you know, shift kit in there, or what your plan is with that, or where you're at with that. Definitely curious. I love my stage 2 clutch kit. I love the crap out of it. It's probably one of my favorite mods on the truck. And even being a daily, I don't mind it too much, right? The leg got a little bit tired, you know, the first few days driving it, but I got used to it. And sometimes you look like you don't know how to drive a manual because it'll like chatter with the lightweight flywheel, but it's just smiles. Both 5-speed, but this one stock clutch. Okay, okay, nice, nice. Yeah, I prefer the manual trans way more than the automatics for sure. They just get sideways way easier. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. You know, clutch dumping something with little to no power is just gonna initiate way better. Yeah, I wouldn't mind stage 2. I will look up the kit, the exact kit I got, and I'll make a video on it, right? So I'm in the works of figuring out how to like put the links in the descriptions and stuff the correct way on my videos, so it actually pulls up and doesn't like lead you to some BS, right? So I'm gonna do that, and I'll leave it in there. It's like $200 for everything. That's the lightweight flywheel. So instead of 18 pounds, it's 15. So 3 pounds less. It came with the the stage 2 clutch. It came with the little plug with the ring plug that you stick in there to hold it up in place, right? What else did it come with? Came with the slave cylinder, which is like a high pressure slave cylinder. And then I ended up buying like new lines and all that. And then I bought like a metal master cylinder for the clutch setup because I didn't want the plastic one. That's just preference. But the kit was $200, man, and it rips. And I clutch kick it every single day, and it's been over 30,000 miles as a daily for almost a year, probably 10 months for sure. No, it's probably been a year now. But anyways, I clutch kick the crap out of it, and it doesn't slip, right? So it's supposed to hold up to, I think, around 250 horsepower. Don't hold me to that. But it's definitely over 200, I think. I almost got a stage 3, but I figured that was going to be a little too much for my build. I think that'd be for something that's just totally like bottom end built, right? But yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, definitely. I would check it out, dude. I'll do a video. I'm sure you could look them up though, man. Just, hop on eBay, type in the 2.2 S10, stage 2 clutch kit, pull it right up. It is, like I said, probably my favorite mod. That next to the mini spool, you can't argue with the mini spool being like probably the best mod for the price. And what's crazy is with my clutch is I was doing it as preventative maintenance. I was like, this clutch is kind of slipping. It feels like on the highway when I'm really ripping it above like 4,000 RPMs uphill. And I was like, I'm going to swap it out just in case. Dude, and it was driving fine, right? Like normal driving. I pull the transmission and open up that bell housing. I split them apart, and dude, the clutch just dumps out, just powder to the ground. The spring was all foobarred, stuck up in there. Like, I don't know how it was driving, dude. Beyond me, S10 stuff, right? They just don't quit. It would have held up a lot longer, me not clutch kicking the crap out of it, but an old stock clutch, 25 years old, is only going to do so much, right? But definitely, I don't know if I can recommend like a stage 3 unless you're wiling out with your build. But I think with the realm you're going for, like, I think the stage 2 is perfect. If you don't mind it a little heavier on the foot. But you do have to kind of get it up in the RPMs, though. So, it's almost like a 2-stroke dirt bike. You kind of have to get it up in the RPMs a little bit more because you're losing a hair bit of torque in the bottom end from that light flywheel, But that's a given. That's a given. I wish I had the truck right here, man. I want to go out there, but I know I'm going to lose connection. It's going to get mad choppy if I do. 4 people in the chat. Hit like, everyone. Hey, I like that comment. W comment there. Hey, we got 3 likes. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all a lot. I'm going to be bringing some more sweet content here in a bit. Like I said, anyone that was watching right when I started the video, I'm going to go out for a cruise. I have a few more errands to run today. It's my birthday, by the way, folks. I'm 29. The last year of my 20s, man.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, babe. But I'm not too big on like hyping myself up on my birthday, but I want to bring that out, put that out there. So, whatever. Good vibes, right? Good vibes. Put that out there that we're going to go for a little cruise, and we're not going to stress that the tires are showing wires. We're just going to send it. And, if we blow it out, we're just going to be on the live filming, and we're going to swap the wheels over. But the rain helps a lot with the tire wear, man. Hasn't blown out yet, and I thought it was days ago, so we're solid. But, yeah, I'm thinking about maybe yanking the tailgate off the back, get a little bit of weight so, it'll slide a little easier in second, third gear. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do that yet, but we might get out there. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. It feels weird saying, it's like the last birthday of like my 20s. It's kind of strange, but you got to look at it with a good mindset, right? We're still healthy enough to be doing car stuff, and that's what we're happy to do, so... But yeah, man, luckily I got a good old lady and some beautiful pups. That's my 2 dogs. Always chilling. Yeah, folks, I need to get my phone on the charger before I do the live here in a bit so I don't cut out. But we'll do a couple skids. I'm not going to go too crazy, but I think it's still raining out there. Should still be pretty wet, so we'll get the truck sideways. Gonna play some games later. Might do a little bit of drinking. This is Courtney.
Hi.
My lovely woman. I appreciate you saying happy birthday, though, for real. But let's see. So I'm trying to think of what I could talk about with the truck, where we're going. Okay, so this is what's in my mind right now. So since I kind of hit the back of the truck, I mentioned pulling off the tailgate to get a little weight off the back. I kind of go back and forth doing that. Sometimes I want the weight, sometimes I don't. It depends on what I'm feeling with the skids. I feel like the tailgate can get you a little bit further on the skids, but you have to initiate a lot harder. So I'm going to take that off probably for now. And I'm thinking of removing my roll pan. I'm thinking about possibly doing a custom setup for my license plate in there with the lights and maybe getting the roll pan off. I'm not 100% sure because I did dent it up. And I have to reattach the bottom so it mounts kind of flush. And I don't know if I want to mess with that or if I just want to be like, F it, get 6-8 pounds weight reduction, a little less wind drag off the back. Because I think it is catching a little air. I think the air would wick out a lot better. The air would be better on the highway without the roll pan with the design with the C kind of scooping the air at the back. I know it's not going to make a big difference, but I feel like with the truck kind of being lowered, it's going to make a hair of a difference on drag. And, you know, low power rigs, you know, drag makes a big difference. So I might pull that off. And then eventually I might do one of those mounts, you know, where it has like the triangular poles welded up with like a post where you put the floor jack under it, right? You see on like the 350Zs and shit like that. I might do one of those setups. I'm not sure because I am trying to go lightweight with the build, so I don't know if I want to add extra tubing. But an easy jack point would be kind of nice, right? So we'll see on that. And then the lightweight battery I think is going to be coming up before too long. Hopefully I get a sponsor video soon on that. That's going to be in the works. Single cab into like my backspace, LOL. Yeah. What about your sound system? I don't have it. So my sound system in this one's lame. My last S10, I had like a little shallow 10 in it. But I had, you know, it get rifled through and stolen, you know, my amps cut out from like, you know, crackheads and thieves and stuff. So I don't run a system in this one. I'm just running like some kickers up in the dash and in the doors. Some like 6.5s in the doors and whatever the funky little oval ones are up in the dash. Nothing fancy. I do have a double din, like an old school Pioneer in the dash. It looks pretty sweet. And it is put in there proper with like a nice, you know, I forget what they're called. It's like the bezel or whatever it is, the dash insert. It looks pretty sweet. It looks professional. I still need to paint match that bezel so it, you know, it looks a little more high end. But that's the system for now. I'm thinking about doing a little more weight reduction with pulling off the door panels. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the door speakers in there because I'm going to be doing carbon fiber door cards eventually. So that's kind of up in the air with the system if I'm going to progress with it or kind of go backwards with the system. I'm not sure because I might just run loud with like tweeters, lightweight and small, simple. Don't know yet. But I do love systems and I like small subs. So I've been thinking about maybe putting like a real deep, like a 6-inch in there. That'd be kind of sick. I feel like something real punchy. I don't know. Let's see. Gonna try and get a Nardi detachable steering wheel. Oh, sick. I love the look of the Nardis. I didn't get mine a quick detach because I didn't know if there'd be some like punk teenager, someone like punch out my window and pop release it out, you know? So mine isn't a quick release hub, but it kind of looks like it, right? Almost everyone's like, oh, that's a cool quick release, but it's not. But yeah, mine's set up like the Nardi bolt pattern. I don't remember if it's like whatever millimeter pattern. It's like 70, 72, 74, but it's like a dual pattern. I have like a knockoff Momo on mine, right? And I think the steering wheel is such a fun modification. It's like the first thing you're just touching with the truck, you know? It's the first connection, the feeling you got. And yeah, definitely curious on what type of Nardi wheel setup you're going to get. If you're going to get like a suede Alcantara, like a real grippy wheel, or if you're going to get kind of like a leather type of vibe like I have. I did mine for longevity, so it wouldn't get like nasty as a daily because I do trade work. I didn't want it, you know, the Alcantara, the suede to get gummed up and gross. But yeah, I'm definitely curious on what type of wheel you're going to have. Ooh, wood grain. Okay, sick. I thought about getting a wood grain, like an old GT wheel for mine. Man, I love those so much. The beautiful, the thin wood grains on like you see on like a, you know, like an old school Mustang or something, old school Camaro. Oh yeah, dude, that's awesome. Are you getting is it gonna be chrome in the center, like aluminum or like black? What type of center color are you going for with the wood grain? Because I think they all look pretty sweet. Or even like a brushed stainless kind of look. I think that all looks sick with the wood grain for sure. And to go back to your comment about the single cab, I love the single cab so much, man. But I'm always back and forth. Like, I'll always choose a single cab over the extended cabs for sure, especially in a performance setup. But the extended cab would be so nice for, having some subs in the back or throwing my jacket in the back, some groceries. Like when I'm getting groceries on a rainy day and I'm filling up the cab, I'm like, holy shit, dude. It's like getting in the way of my stick shift. But hey, just mini truck stuff, right? Three-piece black. Okay, I know what you're talking about. That's gonna look so good, dude. Hey, props to you on that. I'm excited for you on that one. Hell yeah. That reminds me too, I need to hook up my horn. Ever since I put my steering wheel in, I've been lazy. I haven't hooked up my horn whatsoever. Anytime I gotta like honk at somebody, I have to like rev up and like hit the rev limiter, make the truck crackle, Yeah, it's funny. The old lady doesn't care for that one. What are you doing?
Watching videos.
Oh, watching videos, huh? The almighty. When the stars and headliner. Oh, okay, so you got the stars and the headliner, huh? Oh, what's that even called? I'm trying to even think of what that's called. I know Riff Raff's got a music video. I think I even got that song in the playlist on Spotify. It's sunny. That's funny. Stars in the roof of my car. Yeah, he's hilarious. Hey, that's sick. I thought about doing that. But honestly, I feel like I wouldn't have the patience to do it. Maybe on the right day, if I really had just like a shop and I could dedicate it, but I get frustrated. I feel like it's how many, I wonder how many lights are in there. Like 1,000? No, like 500. I mean, oh, you're trying to get that. Okay, you're trying to get that. Sick, sick. I mean, I've seen the kits or like the videos of people doing it, and it doesn't look too bad. I think the main thing is making sure you get the spacing right. If you don't get the spacing right to where it looks truly scattered, it looks like hella choppy and like man-made. It doesn't look like true stars. But I think most of them look good. Very rarely do they look trashy, I feel like. But that would be sick. I think it was a TikTok the other day of an S10 with that setup, with the stars in this cab. I don't remember if I think it was a single cab. And dude, it just looks so clean. Being able to change the color too. What's up?
Do you smell this?
What? Oh, the cheese dip? I haven't yet. Oh yeah, that smells good. But anyways, I'm trying to think of what else we're going to be doing to the S10. And let me know if there's anything you want me to make a video on. I'm all ears, man. I'm all ears. I have some videos up my sleeve that I'm planning to make. Just sometimes it kind of sucks trying to make the video outside without a garage. Sometimes I don't feel like in the mood to like sit there and like try to have the energy to, talk to my phone and get everything in the video to where it's like viewer friendly to watch, right? So it doesn't just look like some lame like video like, oh, I'm gonna click right off that shit. So let me know anything you want to see. I think the next one I have in mind is about my homemade camber setup for the front end to get some negative camber without having to do any chopping or welding on your control arms or without having to buy any. I think because I've never seen any forms or anything, I just made it up myself one day. It's janky probably in some people's eyes, but it totally works. And I mean, I've dailied it for quite some time and it's safe for, hard performance driving. So if that's something you might be interested in, keep an eye out for that. That will be in the near future. Like I said, it's probably the next main video I'm going to put long form that's not live. Yeah, and going to get V3 seats soon. That's the plan. I'm not familiar with V3 seats. What brand is that? Is that the brand or is that the model? And are they fixed back or are they adjustable backs? And yeah, definitely curious. And are you going to do racing harnesses? I have some harnesses in my room I need to drag out. I'll show you folks here in a minute. I haven't put them in the truck yet. I've been kind of lazy. I've had them for like 3-4 months, man, and I just haven't put them in the truck. I need to get a harness bar and just start, mounting it up. I need to get some hardware too to mount the belts up. Cadillac CTS. Oh, okay. I know what a Cadillac CTS is for sure. All right. Cool. That'll look good. That'll look real good. Are they like a black? Did you say what color they are before I sit here and ask a dumb question? Okay, no, you didn't. Are they black or like a tan? Most likely they'd be one of the two. I'm kind of curious on what color the seats are. Definitely curious. Because I think when folks go with like that tan vibe in the S10 interiors, it looks good if they have that tan dash. But also like the black, the gray vibe looks great too. I think I'm probably gonna stick with like the gray interior so it's more basic and cheap. Um, but that's just me. I do want to get bucket seats eventually, but for now I'm just gonna run my stock one with the harnesses of 6 points. But I think I'm gonna get some NRG Prismas in mine, the Prisma Ultras. I can get, each one of those is like 370, 380. So a pair of seats for under 800 bucks ain't too bad, right? Without the mounts, I got to get mounts too. But that's the plan, man. That's the plan. I'm thinking I want to do the turbo kit before I do seats. I think that's going to be the move. I regretted that with the last S10, buying the seats and stuff. I did get them on a good deal on Marketplace, but I did kind of regret not doing the turbo kit before buying the seats and harnesses because I feel like it was more justifiable to get the turbo kit first. But you live and you learn, right? Can't argue with some sick Corbu racing bucket seats in a truck that match, right? That color match. Definitely can't complain about that. I learned the hard way on seat sizing though. I thought it was like one size fits all with bucket seats. Young and dumb, don't know. First time ever buying bucket seats for a drift car. Not the case. Not the case. Definitely have large and extra large and sizes before and after, right? Black bucket recap and heating seats. Oh, dude, so you're going to wire them up to have the heating in there? Recaro. Okay, sick, sick. Yeah, my dad had he had an old fastback Mustang. I'm pretty sure that was the one that had the Recaro seats in it, if I'm not mistaken. And badass, man. Recaro seats are sick. They have Recaro, I remember seeing in a build before, and I think they make aftermarket ones too that are very similar. They have like this retro pattern. It's like it's hard to explain. It's almost like the old Taco Bell colors. It's like the purple, pink, blue kind of turquoise vibe. They got some Recaros with like that kind of retro vibe, and I thought about throwing some in a build, but being a budget build type of guy, I don't know if I could justify Recaros or anything that crazy expensive. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Some folks are real big into, their seat being like one of their main things, right? Some folks are like, don't cheap out on your seat. And some people, and you might have this viewpoint, I'm not sure. Some people feel like NRG is not high quality enough for racing seats in certain parts, right? I don't feel that way. I think they're totally safe enough for a drift build, especially my application. That's not going to be, heavy track use that's like crazy high speed drifting or nothing like that. But yeah. Let's see, get some socks on the toes. Your boy has cold feet over here. Let's see. What do you...
Grace just like ran into my phone with her head.
Oh. Yeah, she will headbutt us. We got a dog that likes to headbutt. Let's see. But we're going to see how... Let's see what's this coming. I'm just going to take my time with the build, not in a rush. That's the best way to do it, man. Because I've learned, when you're rushing stuff, you're backtracking, right? And that's like, I've learned that just doing trade work, whether it's construction, welding, fabrication, anything. If you're rushing shit, I don't know how many times I've had to tell bosses and they just want to argue to the end, and they learn the hard way. Rushing stuff doesn't always make the money, doesn't get stuff done fast, right? I had an old buddy, Frank, that I worked with. He's like a second father to me. He always said slow is fast and fast is slow. If you're trying to be fast and you're sitting there, stuttering around, dropping shit, fucking stuff up, having to backtrack and rework, that's not fast. And then you look like a jackass doing it too, right? If you're trying to go fast, you're like those guys on the videos. I'm not gonna be stereotypical, but some folks know the ones that are like trying to do stuff and they're just sitting there bobbing their head like they're not working fast, but they're bobbing their head thinking they're fast. Yeah, that's definitely how I look at folks rushing their builds, unless they have like a deadline to hit, like a race or an event to get to. Yeah, definitely slow is fast for sure, man. Definitely the way to go. You don't want to have a choppy S10. Like, I don't have a super clean S10, and not everything I do is great work, right? I know it's just drift build work, a lot haggard stuff in a lot of people's eyes. But who cares, right? In my opinion, I don't care. But yours, you probably got a lot nicer of a build, right? If you've got an extreme, extremes aren't cheap, but they're normally a lot more taken care of if it wasn't given to a teenager back in the day, right? A reckless teenager, I should say. Not all people are the same. But yeah, all the extremes I've seen, I've rarely seen a clapped out extreme, like maybe one or two, but then I've seen probably 15 or 20 that are just clean, you know? I wish I could say the same. My truck was a little cleaner before I got my hands on it, but it wasn't like, it was low miles, you know? The engine, more or less, transmission was clean, not, you know, the truck itself, because it rode behind 18 wheelers as a pilot rig. But anyways, I'm going to get on going. I'm probably gonna do a live in the truck once we run some errands. Like I said, I'll get the suction mount going, rather it's inside the cab, outside the truck, and try and get some viewpoints, maybe chat with a few folks, do a few slides. We will see if we're gonna bring the tripod with us, I'm not sure, and set it up outside, do a few skids that way, maybe. But yeah, I'll get back with you folks, and we're gonna just sit here and BS on the live here later a little bit. And yeah, peace. And thanks for the likes and comments. I appreciate y'all and all the engagement, man. Really keeps me going, motivation, and yeah, peace.
Oh my.